Week 11. Welcome to Recovering a Sense of Autonomy. Week 11 is all about nurturing and accepting yourself and your artistic self. Equally, how to handle success and not sabotage your freedom. Okay, so there might be a couple of background noises, so I do apologize in advance, but hopefully that will not be too distracting. So thank you for your patience. So first of all, acceptance of who you are, where you are at in your life, and every little kind of part of yourself that adds to your artistic journey. And of course, we need to also talk about tangible things, and Julia does write about them. And here's one quote which was really good, and a good reminder of what we need or maybe don't need, and that everyone is a bit different, and you need to find that out for yourself. I may find that a 9 to 5 job steadies me and leaves me freer to create. Or I may find that a 9 to 5 drains me of energy and leaves me unable to create. So that is something you have to figure out for yourself, whether you need some of that safety feeling that you know that there's income coming from that 9 to 5, or if that 9 to 5 is too draining, maybe you need a different 9 to 5. But that is something where you really need to figure that out for yourself. And it has also been kind of a journey for me to figure out like how much, when can I take time off, and then when I take time off, how long until I need more of a feeling of safety and security again. And I do create differently, and it always shifts. So I think it's just a kind of process, and what worked for you in the past might not work for you now or in the future, and just being open to that. It is also about not stopping yourself. And here she writes, I must learn that as an artist, my credibility lies with me and my work. In other words, if I have to write a poem, I need to write that poem, whether it will sell or not. And I need to create what needs to be created. And also being open to, maybe you will buy some clothes that make you feel more like an artist that maybe don't make sense, or you buy an outlandish perfume, but each time you put on that perfume you feel more creative, or you can do your creative job so much better. So just being open to that and listening to that intuition. Next, she talks about success, and that's creativity is a spiritual practice besides being successful with it. And it is like, going to the gym and keep lifting the weights to get stronger and to expand. And, when you stop, your muscles stop growing, they could, they build themselves back. So in order to kind of keep that creative flow, you need to keep moving. And here is a wonderful quote where she says, as an artist, we are spiritual sharks. The ruthless truth is that if we don't keep moving, we sink to the bottom and die. So no matter what it is, even if you think about maybe starting something new, a completely different creative career, start it, try it, but keep moving. And I think here again, the morning pages really come to help you to keep creating, even when you're not sure about things. And being open to different pathways that unfold before you, but just keep moving, no matter what, even if it's just a small, tiny bit, but feed yourself, nourish yourself with creativity. You will want to balance your success and your creative need. And what that means is that, yes, if you get to the point as an artist where you make money from it, and then you have to meet a deadline, you have to hit certain targets, that can be really, really stressful, but that's the side of success. So at the same time, you need to make sure you're still meeting that inner need, you're still nurturing your creativity, even if it's then something different, or maybe you take on a project that will give you a lot of commercial success or that will pay the bills. But at the other end, maybe after that, take on a project that maybe doesn't meet all these needs, like the outside needs, but it will meet your inner needs to kind of nourish that part to create a balance if you're able to, in whatever way possible. I think, you need to always be mindful of your situation and how much, you can need that in a need. But even if I think it's just a small part on the weekend, if it's a weekend project or in the evenings, it will enrich your life so much more. It will help with your purpose, and I think it will bring yourself closer to yourself, and that will also then influence how you communicate with other people and how you then bring that to your 9 to 5 job or to your commercial artistic job. Next up, the Zen of sports, and that is basically if you feel a bit blocked, how do you get out of that? One way is to move from your mind into your body, and you can do that by walking, by running, and I can absolutely second that. For me, for my writing now, for the script I've written, the idea for me came when I was running, when I was going on my morning run. And then the morning runs after, I had like, okay, well, now I'm at this scene, how do I want to take it further? And then something new came from it. And yesterday I went for a walk because I'm, writing a book, and I wanted to get an idea of what I want the next scene to be like. What do I want the characters to talk about? And normally I have my headphones in or like listening to music or to an audiobook, but this time I just went without headphones at all, and just, yeah, let my thoughts flow. And first of all was like other things in my mind, in my life, but once those passed, then I could think of the scene. And it was a half an hour walk where I came back home, and then I started writing the scenes from some of the ideas I had from that walk. So I can absolutely second that. It helps. Go for a walk, run, do any kind of sports that really gets your body moving, and it will take away some of the things you think about daily. The morning pages are helpful for that, for getting all of that stuff out of your head, but then also the movement and the exercise can also help you with that. There was also a really great quote in the book. It says, "Life is a series of hurdles. I used to see it as a series of obstacles or roadblocks. Now there are hurdles and challenges. How well am I taking them?" And that is something that has stayed with me for the last 2 weeks. As you always go through stuff, and now I'm always asking myself, well, how well am I taking the hurdle? And I think I am taking it well. I'm doing my best to jump over it as best as I can, and I know I'm learning from it and I'm getting stronger from it. And I think that takes some of the pressure off, and that's really, really, really important. Another quote here is, "We do learn by going. We learn we are stronger than we thought." Which I think, yeah, once you start something new, which might seem too big of a challenge, you go into it, you finish it, you learn it, you succeed, and you realize, okay, actually, I could do it. It wasn't as hard. And then you can take the next hurdle, which might be even a bit higher. Lastly, she talked about building an artist altar, like a little corner or space or room, depending on what you have available in your house, in your home, where you put a lot of artistic things that you stimulate yourself, where you have that kind of feeling. You can be artistic, and it reminds you to be artistic. For me, I have like a little corner on my desk, and I have like some pictures, I have some books, I have some postcards, and also some plants, and that makes me feel, yeah, it's filled with things that are wonderful to look at and that are a reminder of what's important to me. And that was already everything that Julia talked about in this chapter. Now to the tasks, there were a couple ones about, looking for synchronicities, which I did, which was really cool, or finding 5 ways how to do you nurture yourself this year. So I've started to write down that list. I put it on the wall there to kind of keep reminding myself, and I started to do the first thing, which was like buy myself a couple more books. And there's also like I put go on a hike, have a massage, And then there was also an exercise about creating an entire week where you nurture yourself. And that's something I want to do, but I haven't found the week yet. And I'm still waiting a bit to figure out what I want to do and how a week like that would look like. But it feels really, really exciting to do that. So it's something I will do a bit later, but I definitely want to do. Then artist dates. It is something that sometimes slips my mind, and then at the end of the week, I realize, oh shit, I haven't done my artist date. So this week, what I did a bit of watercolor painting, and that was really, really enjoyable, and it felt so good. And after that, I could go back to my writing, and it was a good break. Any time you do the artist date, it feels so good. It's just about making that time that's really, really tricky. And I want to be honest about that. That I do not always manage to do it every single week. In terms of the morning pages, I've been doing them almost every morning. For some mornings, I've now gone to just writing one page because I am getting a bit busier and it is difficult to always do it. This morning, I did 3 pages again. The other 2 mornings before, I did 1 page. And yes, you can discover more in 3 pages, but I also want to be mindful and not stress myself. And I'm doing a lot of artistic things, so I feel like I'm in this artistic pathway where I just want to create a lot. So at the moment, I don't need to write that much, and that is already everything from this week. So let's pick a card. Self-acceptance. I think we've had this card before, but it is about accepting who you are, loving yourself for who you are, and also acknowledging that maybe in the past it wasn't as easy for you to do that, but acknowledge that you've grown and that you're worthy of the things that you want. And by starting to feel worthy, that can actually help to attract them into your life. So yeah, self-acceptance. I think it's a very beautiful card. And I've actually, like, when I pick my card sometimes for myself in a week, this is now the third time or fourth time this week I've picked that for myself. So I think it's a very strong message for myself, but probably also for you. All right, so next week we will be back with week 12, recovering a sense of faith. And that will already be the last and final week until I will give like an overall overview. So yeah, I'm excited to see you then and have a wonderful day. Bye.